You are listening to Living Lighter Radio. I'm Jason.
And I'm Patricia, with an ecosystem approach to your life. Tune in every Monday at 1 p.m. Pacific on Transformation Talk Radio.
Living Lighter provides a revolutionary way to address what's truly holding you back. We have the tools you need to reach your goals and at the same time be living lighter.
Join us now for a Living Lighter experience. This is Living Lighter Radio, and I'm Patricia. I'm here with my husband, Jason. Today, we're talking about natural and effective ways to have good feelings this holiday season. And I want to add, every day if you choose. We use an ecosystem approach to you, which is much different than what you are commonly taught. We see human beings as ecosystems that need to be uncovered instead of programmed. Human potential becomes infinite with our ecosystem approach. So, Jason, are you going to tell people things like, turn that frown upside down, or put on a happy face?
Absolutely not. You know, even the Santa Claus impressions, ho, 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 you know, those things, when you take actions to kind of trick yourself into feeling better than you do, they don't work. And this show is not about quick fix techniques. And we know that quick fix techniques do not work with feelings, right, with emotions, right, with moods. Mm-hmm. You know, they might help you temporarily, but they're not sustainable. They're not lasting.
And the bottom line is, to me, why do something if it's not going to last, especially when you need it to live your everyday life and then also deal with the holidays?
So, you know, it gets to the point, well, what really causes bad feelings and sadness during the holidays? And, you know, there's two broad categories.
Okay.
One is loss and loneliness, you know, memories of days gone by, people that aren't there that may have passed or just moved away. And then there's the chronic bad behaviors of relatives that is unresolved. You know,
yeah.
Maybe you love your sister, but then she does that thing when you get together.
Jason, don't talk about my family like that. I have several sisters. So, all right, you know, Jason, we know that emotions are subtle energies and they build up over time.
You know, that's really the heart of the matter.
Truly.
Is that we have this misconception about what emotions are. And,
okay,
you know, even science is really behind the eight ball with this. You know, I did some Googling earlier about what emotions are, and they talk about things that light up in your brain or the certain
areas and so forth. Yeah,
but that's the response to the emotions.
Sure,
it doesn't. That those aren't the emotion. And as intuitives, we see this very, very clearly. If you get really angry, and then if there's rage or anger, the best example. Oh, this is kind of a ghoulish example, but it's a good one. When you go to a historic place where they did a lot of hangings.
Oh, yeah,
you know,
yeah. You know, I just want to tell this little story. We were in Minnesota, and we were at this farm that they sold. What was that? Farm to table. That was their. Anyway, they and I happened to be walking through the one of the fields that they hadn't planted that year, but I was trying to get to another part of the farm, and all of a sudden this grief and overwhelm, and I mean I burst into tears, and everybody looked at me like I had horns on my head, and come to find out that there had been some massive killings in this farm. And I felt it. My intuition just roared up.
You know, and because the emotions don't go away.
Yeah, they had not been dealt with.
We don't deal with them at all in our culture.
Yeah.
Not at all. And oh, by the way, I can't take Patricia anywhere. You know. So I want the audience to know, I mean, this is just sort of a cross that I have to bear.
After the show, he locks me in the bathroom.
But no, it just, you know, people, we all have intuition. We call ourselves intuitives, but we all have intuition. And it's through your intuition
Yes.
that you're able to perceive these emotions that build up.
Right.
And what happens, especially around the holidays, we have these emotions, some people call them issues, around our family that haven't been resolved. You know, the worst thing you can do, and this is changing the subject a little bit, but it's kind of almost like an archetype. But you know, when two people are having conflict, the parent or the boss will get them into a room and say, "Well, hey, we can't have this conflict.
Sit down and work it out.
Sit down and work it out, or just shake hands and then
let it go.
And let it go." That doesn't work.
No,
that never works.
No.
Whoever came up with that should be should pay the penalty of anger that goes unresolved. You know, it just anger is emotion. If you're mad at someone, if you're mad at one of your siblings, if you're mad at someone in your family, you don't just get over it.
Or if you have been hurt by one of them for whatever reasons, and it's usually more than one, because when we don't clear them and they build up over time, has anyone ever noticed? Wow, it's the holiday season, and I'm just not looking forward to going and seeing my family, you know, or seeing that relative or that family friend, that kind of thing.
And what often happens, and we see this too, is that you numb out from the assault or those bad feelings. You know, think about all the people who brave the airports to go see family, and then once they get there, they're disappointed. You know, and we're making fun, but the truth is, as you know, we've been doing this for a long time, and we get a lot of desperate calls around the holidays.
Well, you know, I have to bring that up, Jason. When we were when we first started out, we had no idea what we had actually discovered. I have to tell you that we didn't know the extent of it. We had some idea, but we didn't know the real extent of it. And at least the first 5 years, we would get, both of us, each one individually, anywhere from 1 to 5 people calling us on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day.
All during the holiday season, Thanksgiving too. That's not,
exactly.
You're not exempt. You know.
Exactly. But what we discovered was the fact that it wasn't exactly what had happened that day or was about to happen that day. It was about the past, the build-up negative energies of the past.
Because what happens is we have these conflicts with, let's say it's a sibling or a parent.
Okay.
And we numb out from it. We forget it.
And we do that out of sheer needing
innocence
and needing to take care of ourselves in the moment.
Yes, it's a self-protective mechanism. So we numb out, we forget about it, and because you know, in our culture, emotions are moods. They come and go,
right?
And they're not moods. They're a thing. They're an energy that build up over time.
Exactly.
So when you go home for the holidays, that numbness starts to wear off, and then
you're being poked at.
You're being poked, and it's not. It may not be intentional.
No,
it may be just your mother saying, "Oh, your hair looks your hair looks a little
yeah.
You know,
Okay.
Would you, or there might be a tone.
Yeah.
What'd you do with your hair? You know.
Or here's the one. Did you get yourself a new hairdresser? Something like that.
You know, it's
sometimes
form
of disapproval.
It's not direct.
No.
But then what happens is it kind of leads. It's a portal that leads to all these old emotions about being judged by a parent or a sibling, or even about your lifestyle or your choices.
Correct.
You know, and they come rushing to the surface. So you may have been thinking really good thoughts on the airplane ride there, and then all of a sudden you land, you get there, and poke. You know, one of the things I'm going to tell on you, sweetie, but you know, I came from a small family, so we didn't have big holiday celebrations. And when Patricia and I were, you know, got together, it was, you know, this was a rule. This was a tradition. You know, everybody would get together. And if you were looking at these celebrations from the outside, you would have to conclude that, my gosh, this is a great family. They're
right.
happy. They work together. They They come together for the holidays.
And they laugh and have fun and even cried and when telling old stories and
exactly
that sort of thing. In fact, we've had more people say to us, boy, we wish we were part of your family.
Yes.
A lot of people say that. But tell I know the other part of this story, so we might as well get it over with.
On the way home,
mm-hmm.
the first couple of years, I was kind of stupid and I didn't, I wasn't prepared. But on the way home,
I would say he was innocent. But go ahead.
All of a sudden, there was this. It was like these. I'm trying to be tactful. All these emotions would come up, and a lot of times they were directed at me. I have to raise my hand here, and for reasons that just didn't make sense, like you're driving too fast, or just things that weren't about her family. But it was an indication of anger
and rage and hurt and fear, and I mean I can go on
disapproval.
And on.
Yes,
exactly. But the thing that I'm gonna stand up for myself here. It really helped us understand what other people go through.
It's yes,
and we have cleared it.
Yes,
and it has been it took a little while, but we have cleared it, and it's been pretty amazing. Some of the things that have come out of all of this by using the ecosystem approach.
Exactly, so, and now it's much better.
Yes.
But these were things. It wasn't that things happened at that time, but the portal was opened and all these emotions came forward.
So, Jason, what are the key points of this segment?
Quick fix techniques do not remove the buildup of negative holiday emotions.
Mm-hmm.
And negative holiday emotions have built up over time and do not respond to these silly strategies and techniques.
Okay.
When you suck it up during the holidays, the negative feelings are stored and they build up. And the ecosystem approach is a natural way to systematically remove negative emotions to prevent buildup.
Stay tuned. When we come back, we're going to talk about some major misconceptions about removing bad feelings and how to feel better starting today. This is Living Lighter with Jason and Patricia with an ecosystem approach to your life. You're listening to Transformation Talk Radio.
Conscious Confidence Radio, a timeless wisdom with Sarah Main. Tune in each month on Transformation Talk Radio and join Sarah on an adventurous journey to the deeper level of meaning to move beyond today's world of constant change, confusion, and uncertainty beyond the shadow of fear. This hit show explores key concepts such as confidence, values, and attitude in a dynamic way. To learn more about Sarah and her work, visit sarahmain.com.
Introducing the Lucid Planet, a digital gathering place featuring cutting-edge, high-vibrational content that will empower and inspire you to become the greatest version of yourself. Visit the Lucid Planet today to stimulate your mind, body, and soul as you connect with a global community of like-minded people. The Lucid Planet is edited by renowned psychologist and author Dr. Kelly Neff, who is here to help you cope with anxiety, connect to your higher purpose, uncover your true passions, and live your dreams. Dr. Kelly's fresh, compassionate perspective emphasizes growth, transformation, healing, and thriving. Even in the face of adversity, say goodbye to bad news and low vibrational media for good and become part of the larger collective of people working together to navigate the global shift of consciousness and transform the world from within. Join the planet, the Lucid Planet. Visit thelucidplanet.com. Welcome home.
This is Debbie Pokornik with a break-free parenting tip. If you haven't been practicing active listening or are getting into some bad habits, it's a good idea to go back to the basics and remind yourself how to be a good listener. Here's an idea that might help. When your child comes to you with a story about her day, set aside whatever you're doing and give her your full attention. If you're in the middle of something that can't be put aside, tell her that you really want to be able to give her story your full attention and ask if you could continue the conversation at a specific time. So for example, this sounds like an important story and I'd really like to give it my full attention. Can we talk about it in 10 minutes when supper's in the oven? Active listening might sound like common sense, but often it's these simple skills that get buried in our parenting pack and easily forgotten or overlooked. Challenge yourself to practice this skill for a full week and see if you notice a difference in how much your child is sharing.
For information and to work with Debbie, visit empoweringnrg.com.
This is Living Lighter Radio with Jason, and I'm Patricia. We're talking about some major misconceptions about removing bad feelings and how to feel better starting today. We use an ecosystem approach to you, which is much different than what you are commonly taught. We see human beings as ecosystems that need to be uncovered instead of programmed. Human potential becomes infinite with our ecosystem approach. So, we've helped people over the years who struggle with going home to a family or a person who causes our client grief. What do you say to a relative who causes you problems every holiday with behavior or does things that to you or that you don't appreciate? You know, what do we do with that, Jason?
It's one of the biggest misconceptions is the frame of the question, which is that I don't know what to do.
Okay.
Well, it's not something that doing or taking action or acting a certain way or being a certain way will solve the problem. This is specifically about changing the energy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's the energy between that difficult relative or relatives or family that's the problem.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not a simple platitude or quick fix or technique. You know, it's not about always being honest or just sucking it up. Either one of those, they don't work in every situation.
Right.
So we've had this question posed to us so many times.
Right.
And we're going to try and unpack this a little bit.
Okay.
You know, most people look to take some sort of action by using a strategy or technique to solve human problems. It doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
Those human problems are energetic problems.
Right.
And the root problem is energy. And no one size fits all. That's
Okay.
why we've been very effective with the ecosystem approach, because we don't use platitudes, quick fixes, strategies, and techniques.
Well, I'm going to ask you, Jason, you just said something, and I would like the audience to have the clarity that I understand with this. You said that the basic problems are energies, but everybody else seems to think that it's just human behavior.
Yeah. Well, that's going back to let's
Okay,
use
you
an
can
example.
use me. Sure.
You know, when she went to her family, it's not like anybody acted out or did anything bad or did anything wrong. But what would happen is there was a structure within her family that didn't serve her
At all.
And when she went back for the holidays, that structure was reinforced.
Right.
It wasn't acknowledged. That pain that was acknowledged, that Patricia has always felt, was caused by the structure.
Well, and I would say it was more about the position that I was required to step into
Within the family.
within the family.
You know, we've talked about being Cinderella within her family.
Right.
You know, and that there was no maliciousness. I didn't see maliciousness. You know, I didn't see any specific bad behaviors. Every once in a while, if I was in the kitchen long enough, I could see a little dig here and there, and but it was never overt. So, but the first thing we changed
Was the energy.
and that's a way of saying Patricia's response to those things.
Well, I have a great story, and I hope I can get through it quickly. I have not drank alcohol for more than 30 years, I'm very proud to say. And this had taken place more than 10 or 15 years ago. One of my sisters was drinking, and I had on a brand new blouse. All the girls know about, wearing that new whatever. And my sister came into the kitchen, and totally by accident, wasn't on purpose, she dumped a glass of red wine down a brand new white blouse. And before
if you knew this family, I mean, global warming, nuclear war. That's nothing compared to doing that.
and because Jason and I had been working on the energy of this for me, which why I have to say I'm very, very grateful for. Anyway, I didn't react the way that was expected of me. And my sister said something to me later on, and she said, and there was a dig in it too, and I will say that. She said, I can't believe that you didn't react. What have you been doing different? You didn't react the way you normally do. And then here was the dig. And I hope that when I'm your age, I'll be able to handle a situation like that as well as you did. He'd forgotten that part. Yeah. But the bottom line is, and by the way, I love my sister. I love all of my sisters. And I have brothers too, but I'm, closer to my sisters. But the point we're getting at here that I'm at least trying to get to is that because we have had changed the energy, and we changed it, I admit, a little bit at a time, but we changed it, and it made a huge difference.
It was the response to that family
family action
dynamic. Yes. And the truth is that difficult relationships typically are about our responses to those difficult relationships. Yeah. Maybe that uncle is always just critical and says rude comments or whatever,
or too handsy,
or whatever. Yeah. The point is your response to it.
Yes.
And if it doesn't bother you, if it doesn't take you personally, you let it roll off your back. You can't act like it rolls off your back, because what happens is the energy is still there, and the hurt and the pain,
and it
just builds up over and over every single
and then you
year.
Look like the crazy person.
Exactly.
And by the way, I've been the crazy person more than you can imagine, but it didn't stop me. What did stop me from being the crazy person was I used the clearing.
So some basics here for people that have difficult relationships with parents or siblings or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You need to understand the situation clearly.
Mm-hmm.
And that comes from the ecosystem approach.
Right.
You have to understand the motives of the person.
Including your own.
Yes. And that's the most important. You have to understand yourself.
Yeah.
Your own needs and vulnerabilities.
And how you do that is through the ecosystem approach.
We saw this segment of Friends where Monica's grandmother had just died, and her mother was talking to her about how critical her grandmother was with her.
With her mom.
And she was saying, that's an awful thing for a mother to do to a daughter. And of course, Monica, who's the daughter, is sitting right there, and she's got this look on her face because, it was all about her mother being critical of her all her life,
Yes.
And she was saying, well, should someone tell, if someone's being critical like that, should they speak up,
Yes.
And the mother looked at her straight in the eye and said, no. You shouldn't.
Exactly. She didn't know what she was being set up for, but she answered the question. And the point being that when you change the energy for yourself, you can do amazing, amazing things for you.
Here's the other part that we want to get to before we run out of time. And that's loneliness and grief and being stuck in grief during the holidays.
Yes.
Maybe it's about my divorce. Maybe you lost a parent, and every year it's painful because that parent's not there. Those are emotions.
Exactly.
They can be cleared.
Yes.
And grief is natural to a point.
Yes.
And I don't know, there's no formula to say what that point is.
Because for everybody it's different.
Everybody's different. But if you start clearing those emotions, then you can be healthy. You can say, yeah, I miss that person. It hurts, but it's not debilitating. It doesn't keep me from enjoying the holidays.
Well, and the other thing is that, yes, grieving happens, and it does happen naturally. It was meant to do that. But because we have so much emotion that we all carry around, we get stuck in it, and it paralyzes us.
So this is what we're going to do with this show.
Okay.
This is recorded. And we're doing this for a reason. We want to make this recording. The next two segments, usually we just do a few minutes in the last segment, do some clearings. But we're going to help you have a better holiday in this show starting right now. Stay tuned for the next segment. We're just going to do some free-form clearing. Patricia and I have been doing this for 20 years. We know all the things to clear. This show is recorded. just listen to this show over and over again and do the clearings with us. It'll help you feel better, not only for this year, but next year too.
Exactly.
And if you miss someone that's not present, we're going to do some clearings around loneliness and grief in our next segment too.
Right.
So you can listen to this over and over again and do the same thing. It's an amazing tool.
Exactly. I have one story. I wasn't going to tell this story, but I'm going to tell this story. I had a mentally disabled sister that died a few years ago. And one of the things that happened every year was she got a radio. This radio was like, it was everything as far as she was concerned. And one of the things she and I connected with was music. And so it was my job to get her a radio every year. And the first year after she died, I automatically was going to didn't even think about it. I was just going to make sure I had that radio so that, that would be, make sure I had that gift. And I realized I didn't need to buy it. I didn't need to make that available. And I have to tell you, the grieving around it was unbelievable for me. And I hadn't realized how much it meant to me to give to her. And
so we cleared it.
We did. And it has been such an amazing thing. I can think of her today and think, okay, I know she's still enjoying music somewhere. We'll say it that way. So, Jason, what are the key points of this segment?
Doing something different does not change difficult relationships. Acting different, behaving differently doesn't change difficult relationships. Loneliness and grief during the holidays are energies that can be cleared directly. Mm-hmm. Start now and do the clearing for all your difficult relationships and difficult emotions. Hang on with us for the next 2 segments. We're going to be doing that.
Okay.
And the ecosystem approach teaches you to constantly clear negative emotions all year round. Next year will be even better. Stick with us. Sign up for our newsletter. Listen to our show every week, and we're going to do clearings every single week. You're going to start feeling better
right away.
Right away.
Good. Stay tuned when we come back. We're going to start clearing so you can feel good right away. This is Living Lighter with Jason and Patricia with an ecosystem approach to your life. You're listening to Transformation Talk Radio.
You know that moment when you realize you've mastered your wellness or that you will never fall off the roller coaster of life? Well, yeah, me either. But I still ride Unicorn. I will teach you how to become a mindset master. You will learn how your habits and behavior affect the success of your nutrition and exercise, relationships, organization, and so much more. Motivation doesn't arrive in an email, so stop waiting for it. You have to take action, then motivation follows. I am Coach Peggy Well. Get out of your comfort zone and recognize the simple truth. We aren't that special. We all have crap to deal with, and we all have a lot more in common than not. I want to spark you into action. We will learn, love, and laugh together. So join me every first and third Monday at 3 p.m. Pacific for Coach Couch and Coffee Radio, where you will learn that being happy and healthy is way more than carrot sticks and squats. I'll talk to you later.
Disease, one of the most dreaded words in our vocabulary. Hi, I'm Mary Jane Mack. Did you know traditionally we have viewed disease as a degenerative process? Disease is better understood when we view it as dis-ease in the human body. Dis-ease means without ease. Health is not merely the absence of disease. It's when every part of the body works together effortlessly, relaxed and at ease. It's that relaxed state that lets energy flow in waves through and around the entire body. Every organ has an electrical charge, and when overcharged or undercharged, dis-ease occurs. And it is an effort to go through our day. We are able to determine the exact dis-ease of the body and design a specific solution to correct the nutritional imbalance. Contact us at 888-777-4232. That's 888-777-4232. And visit us at maryjanemack.com.
Sometimes being human has its challenges. Our physical health falters, our spirits sag, our dreams don't immediately come to fruition. Welcome to the power of Maximum Medicine Radio. Join me, Doc Martin, and conversations that will blow your mind about healing. In our hit show, Doc Martin addresses the scientific with bridging to the mystical approaches to give you a new narrative about maximum medicine. In this live call-in show, we will journey into the extraordinary genius of the human body and talk about other beliefs that impact being your multidimensional self. We seek the seen and the unseen and explore the earthbound and the otherworldly, all with the purpose of calling forth the maximum you. To learn more about Doc Martin and Maximum Medicine, visit www.SharonMartinMD.com.
This is Living Lighter Radio with Jason, and I'm Patricia. And we're going to start right now doing some clearing so you can feel good and better right away. We use an ecosystem approach to you, which is much different than what you are commonly taught. We see human beings as ecosystems that need to be uncovered instead of programmed. Human potential becomes infinite with our ecosystem approach. So, Jason, I'm feeling really good about this because we're going to do longer clearing today. And I know that at this time of the year, this is really something, first off, really special, but it's also something that everybody can use. In other words, everyone, this is our gift to you this year.
So we want you to set your intention to help others as you clear, even if you're listening to the recorded version. One of the things that people don't understand about clearing is that time and space are different.
Right.
You know, we've cleared people on the other side of the world in real time, and they can feel it.
Yeah.
And just like the clearings that we do now, if you're listening 2 days later, a month later, a year later,
they still work.
And when you set your intention to help others, that effect is cumulative.
Mm-hmm.
It builds up over time.
Mm-hmm.
So if we have 2 people that are listening now, or however many people are in the audience right now.
It could be the cat. I don't know. Yeah. Okay.
And then maybe there's 10, maybe there's 100, maybe there's 1,000, maybe there's 10,000. You know, if you set your intention, it'll accumulate and be really positive. So we're going to tell you how to do the clearing right now. We usually do this at the end, but we can do it right now.
Okay.
You don't have to sit in any special posture.
Mm-hmm.
You use your intention and your mind's eye, your imagination. So take the stated emotion and to eliminate whatever that emotion is, or sometimes we say veils and illusions, sometimes we say barriers, sometimes we say some other things. But whatever they are, just gather those things up and take a gentle breath and exhale it into an actual trash can. If you're driving, just use an imaginary trash can, and don't worry about the trash can. We'll empty it. It's not going to build up. It's not going to get stinky afterwards, you know. And
okay.
Then we go on to the next emotion.
Okay, and then after that, and I think even at the end of this segment, if you don't mind, let's activate some life force.
Sure.
Just to keep everybody kind of, to keep it all the same. So what we're going to do is we're going to activate life force. We call upon that energy, the most powerful energy, the most powerful healing energy, by the way, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, that we all have access to. And what we're going to do is we're going to call upon it. We're going to ask it to come in through the top of our head, go all the way down our arms and torso and legs. We're going to stop it at the tips of our toes. We're going to turn it around, and we're going to blow out any negative energy that is left over. So
if you're one of those few people out there that's saying to yourself, well, I don't have any bad feelings. I don't have any bad feelings about Christmas. I'm looking forward to it.
Okay.
So here we go. This is for you. I direct all my resources in all dimensions to eliminate any numbness that I have to past feelings of hurt, pain, disappointment, and stress. Take a breath.
Nice and easy.
Gather
blow
up
it out.
Those emotions, blow them into that trash can. A lot of people ask us, well, why bring up the past? Because those emotions are things, and they accumulate,
and they affect us.
And if we just ignore them and say, "Oh, I'm just gonna start over. I'm gonna start fresh. I'm gonna just ignore the past and keep going." The past is like a crazy person in your closet. It comes out and
wreaking havoc.
It wreaks havoc when you're not looking.
Well done. Yes.
And to eliminate the veils and illusions, so I can see that it's necessary to get the old negative energies out to feel good for the holidays.
Right.
Take a breath. Gather up those veils and illusions.
And to eliminate the false belief that says, if I take note and call upon the past, that means I have to be stuck in those negative energies and those feelings, when the truth is, no, you don't. Not now and not in the future. The truth is, just get rid of that negative stuff. Think of it as being like barnacles on a boat. Just get rid of it. You don't need it. Take a breath.
And to eliminate any fear I have, any disappointment I have, any cynicism I have, that's a feeling, about having a great Christmas, no matter how big or small.
Right.
Take a breath. And this applies to you even if you're going to be by yourself with a little 3-foot tree on your coffee table in your apartment.
Exactly.
And to eliminate the barriers so that I don't have any rules about how I can feel good during Christmas in a way that suits me.
Okay.
Take a breath.
And I'm going to jump ahead just a little tiny bit. And to eliminate loneliness. Loneliness is an energy, everyone. Get rid of it. You don't need it. Take a nice breath.
If you had a bazillion people around you, it wouldn't necessarily get rid of the loneliness. So, and to eliminate the energy of loneliness, so I can see that it's an energy and I can just clear it.
Yes.
Take a breath.
And that I have the power to just clear it. Take a breath.
And here's a good one. And to eliminate the barriers, so I can have meaning during Christmas and the holidays in a way that suits me, a way that's unique to me. Take a breath.
And to eliminate the illusion that says, if I think that I'm going to have a great Christmas, I will, and nothing's going to get in my way. I release and let go that setup and that illusion, because the truth is, negative energy is ruthless. Take a breath.
And to eliminate my anger, resentment, and bitterness toward those relationships in my life that bug me, make me mad. Take a breath.
Get under my skin, irritate me. Take a breath.
And to eliminate the veils and illusions, so I can see that it's not about the bad behavior. It's about my reaction to that behavior.
Good one.
Take a breath.
And to eliminate the rules, the family rules, or just the rules in general that say, I have to be nice and put on a happy face. I'm not allowed to be angry or resentful at Uncle Jack's hands, or my sister's comment about my new dress, or my new blouse. I release and let go all of those negative energies that are keeping me stuck, believing I have to be a victim. Take a breath. There was about 10 clearings in that one. They just kept coming. Sorry, everybody. And to eliminate the false belief that says, I have to make everybody else happy. I'll deal with my feelings later. I release and let go that false belief.
Yeah.
Take a breath.
And to eliminate the anger of being a martyr at Christmas, where I have to work really, really hard to try and get everybody's approval so everybody has a good Christmas, and they don't appreciate it.
Yeah.
Take a breath. And to eliminate my neediness to be appreciated at Christmas for all the things that I do when maybe people don't even care. Take a breath.
Oh, here's a really good one. And to eliminate, this goes to difficult relationships, and to eliminate the false belief that says, I have to do Christmas exactly like my mother did it, or exactly not like my mother did it. I release and let go all of those false beliefs and those rules. Take a breath.
And to eliminate my grief and loneliness for people that aren't there anymore.
Yeah.
My grief and loneliness about people that I think should be there but aren't. Mm-hmm. Take a breath. And to eliminate being stuck in those feelings, feeling like I have no other choice but to feel those, feeling like I'm betraying the person if I don't feel bad, if they're not there. Take a breath.
One of the traditions in my family is we get around and we stand up and we pray, and then in those prayers we pray for the people who have passed, and there's this wonderful relief because we've acknowledged them. But I want you to understand, the acknowledgement is great. Getting stuck in the grief about it is not. I release and let go that grief. Take a breath.
And to eliminate any fear that I have that I can't remember those people. I can't remember those people that have passed. Mm-hmm. Take a breath.
So, everyone, let's do some life force energy right now. And then we're going to come back in the next segment and do some more clearing for Christmas, for the holidays. So go with me, please. I direct all my resources in all dimensions to activate life force so I can understand me and understand the energies, the emotions I need to get rid of, and be a better person today for doing so. Take a nice breath.
And to activate life force so that I can just be happy. Just because, for no other reason.
Happy and healthy.
Just because I have life force connected to me right now.
Oh, amazing.
Take a breath. And to activate life force so I can enjoy the holidays no matter who says what or what bad behaviors are directed at me. Take a breath.
All right. Stay tuned when we come back. We're going to do some more really good clearing for good feelings. This is Living Lighter with Jason and Patricia with an ecosystem approach to your life. You're listening to Transformation Talk Radio. Living Lighter Radio with Jason and Patricia. We have an ecosystem approach to your life. Tune in weekly every Monday at 1 p.m. Pacific on Transformation Talk Radio as we, Jason and Patricia, discuss what's truly holding you back. We offer you the tools you need to reach your goals and at the same time be living lighter. For more information about Living Lighter, visit www.livinglighter.org.
Healing has a ripple effect. One person's healing affects everyone around them. This is where the power of sharing our stories can be so important. Tune in to Playing on the Edge Radio with Megan Edge each month on Transformation Talk Radio as Megan provides you with ways of sustaining radical and powerful changes in your life. Enact the power of radical change. To find out more about Megan Edge, visit her website at meganedge.ca.
Sometimes being human has its challenges. Our physical health falters, our spirits sag, our dreams don't immediately come to fruition. Welcome to the power of Maximum Medicine Radio. Join me, Doc Martin, in conversations that will blow your mind about healing. In our hit show, Doc Martin addresses the scientific with bridging to the mystical approaches to give you a new narrative about maximum medicine. In this live call-in show, we will journey into the extraordinary genius of the human body and talk about other beliefs that impact being your multidimensional self. We seek the seen and the unseen and explore the earthbound and the otherworldly, all with the purpose of calling forth the maximum you. To learn more about Doc Martin and Maximum Medicine, Visit www.sharonmartinmd.com.
This is Living Lighter Radio with Jason, and I'm Patricia. In this segment, we're going to do some more good feeling clearings. And Jason, let's remind everybody about their intentions. Help the guy next to you, even if you don't know him.
Absolutely. So here we go. I direct all my resources in all dimensions to eliminate the veils and illusions so I can see the problems come from the buildup of emotions. Take a breath. Oh, I had to do this one. I forgot to do this one. And to eliminate the false belief that if everything's perfect, Christmas will be great, and if it's not, then Christmas is going to go to pot. When the perfection has nothing to do with how you feel around Christmas.
Exactly.
Take a breath.
And then this one goes right into it. And to eliminate the fears and the worries and anxieties I have about our holiday plans, whatever that might be. Take a nice breath.
And to eliminate the veils and illusions so I can see that the feelings I have to clear for during the holidays, see what those feelings are and just clear them.
And it's okay if you're angry and rage or hurt. Just clear them. See what the results are. It's amazing, everyone. Amazing. So
take a breath. And to eliminate the veils and illusions so I can see that if I don't know what my feelings are, I can just clear numbness.
Yeah. Ooh,
that works. Take a breath.
And to eliminate the buildup of anger that I have about past holiday celebrations. And for me, I would add anger and rage and disappointment. Take a breath.
And to eliminate any bitterness and need for revenge I have about certain relatives.
Now, he's looking at me about that one, but take a nice breath, everyone. The bottom line is we don't need to be revengeful against anyone, including ourselves. Take a breath. Good. And to eliminate the anger and rage that I cannot control about certain relatives in my family. My suggestion is stay out of arm's length of them. Take a nice breath. Or at the very least, the vicinity of them.
And to eliminate any neediness, shame, or unworthiness that keeps me from being in my power for the holidays.
Yep.
Take a breath.
And to eliminate the shame and guilt that keeps me from my confidence during the holidays. That's a really good one. Take a breath.
And to eliminate the barrier so I can remember that negative emotions build up every year. And it's important to clear them every year. Take a breath.
And to eliminate the veils and illusions so I can see that the buildup of negative emotions affects me and who I am. And I don't need them starting right now, even if you don't know what they are. Get rid of them. Take a breath. Blow them out.
And to eliminate the veils and illusions so I can see the buildup of negative holiday emotions. And so I can clear them.
Yep.
Take a breath.
I have one more for the clearing. And to eliminate any hurt and regret and grief that I'm stuck in right now about this past year and any past holidays. Take a breath. Easy on yourself here.
Oh, here's the biggest. And to eliminate the neediness I have to have my children be with me during the holidays, and guilt
them for it.
Yes, take a breath. and to eliminate the veils and illusions as parents, so I can see any manipulations I use to try and get them home for the holidays.
Good
Take
one.
a breath.
Good one. Real good.
And here's the biggest one. And to eliminate the veils and illusions, so I can see that the way to get your kids home for Christmas, if that's important to you, is to make it attractive.
And how do you do that, Jason?
By clearing the energy, so it is attractive.
So it is, and you are attracted to
Yes.
for them to come home to. Yes. Okay. So, Jason, should we activate some life force?
Absolutely.
Here we go. I direct all my resources in all dimensions to activate life force energy, so I can use life force energy for all that I need, want, desire, and deserve. And that includes letting go of the negative energies of the past. Take a nice breath.
And to activate life force, so I can have the confidence to show the best of me to my friends and relatives during the holidays. Take a breath.
And to activate life force, so I can see the benefits of clearing to show up in the best way during the holidays, starting with myself and for everyone else that I'm around. Take a nice breath. And to activate life force, so I can use life force energy to be happy and healthy, creative, have laughter and love and fun and love for myself and love for others, and even love for my family. So all of us can be peaceful and have joy and understand the value of the holiday that is upon us. Nice and easy. Take a nice breath. Pull in that life force right in through the top of your head. Let it go all the way down to the tips of your toes. Turn it around and blow out any negative energies that are left over. And I have one more thing I want to say. Everyone that's listening to the show, use this clearing, all of these clearings that we've given you today. They're some of the best things, some of the best gifts you can give yourself every single day. Jason, what are we going to talk about? Oh, let's see. We have two things to talk about. One is the show tomorrow.
Yes. We're filling in for Dr. Pat at 11 a.m. Pacific time. And our next show on next Monday is part 2 of that show. So be sure to listen to both of these. I'm so excited about this.
Me too.
You know,
me too.
The truth is, I've kind of had it. I feel like the world is going to pot. Our politics are divisive. People are hating each other. Everybody's angry. And it's time for us to raise our hand and say, we're going to help change the world.
Yeah.
And we're going to use you to help us change the world. The title of the show tomorrow is Change Yourself, Change the World. Now, unfortunately, that's a platitude. A lot of people just say, they say, well, any sort of change you do for yourself is going to help change your world. Well, that's not true. We know it as intuitives. That's not true. But there is a way you can do it.
Okay.
And we're going to talk about it tomorrow. But even more important than that, we're going to get you all involved.
Right. I love it.
To help us change the world.
Right.
And be sure to invite a friend. This is a perfect time to have a friend listen at the same time.
Exactly.
Or a group of people.
Mm-hmm.
And we're gonna start changing the world tomorrow during the show. You can't miss this one.
And the other thing is don't forget, don't miss the show next week at this same time, Monday at 1 p.m. Pacific time, because we're going to do the second half of the show tomorrow next week.
Yes.
So come and join us. We would love to have as many of you that you can be here.
So the most important thing to take away from the show is to know that clearing works.
Mm-hmm.
And the best way to do that is to listen to our shows every single week and then go to our website and sign up for the newsletter. Because in the newsletter, we have clearings every single week that will relate to the topic that we have for that week. And it helps you start to apply the ecosystem approach.
Exactly.
So
we'll connect next week. Oh, wait a minute. We'll connect tomorrow. My apologies. Which is Tuesday at 11 a.m. We're taking over for Dr. Pat. And then again, Monday at 1 p.m. Pacific time. Both of those were Pacific time. Come and join us. This is Transformation Talk Radio, and you're listening to Living Lighter Radio with Jason and Patricia.
Wishing you a lifetime of living lighter.
Thank you for listening to Living Lighter Radio with Jason and Patricia. I'm Patricia. We have an ecosystem approach to your life. Tune in weekly as we discuss what's truly holding you back. We offer you the tools you need to reach your goals and at the same time be living lighter. For more information, visit our website at www.livinglighter.org.